In the Hampton Roadshow kitchen with Philippe Boulon and John Stein, owners of Baker's Crust this morning.
Good morning.
And did you realize it would be so busy here when you signed up to be here this morning? We're making Eggs Benedict this morning, and as we always do, we just want to talk about the list of ingredients for those folks who are cooking along with us.
Okay. We've got some country Eggs Benedict here. We've got country ham, Edwards country ham. We've got some eggs right here that we're going to use for our Hollandaise sauce.
Egg yolks only for the sauce.
Yep, and we're going to use some lemon juice, some Dijon mustard, a little paprika for the Eggs Benedict, clarified butter, and I think you're going to go ahead and start showing them how to make the Hollandaise sauce, right?
Exactly.
Now, why do you guys like Eggs Benedict?
I just like the different texture of it and different flavor. You got the creamy sauce and the egg yolks running in your mouth, and the chewy muffins. I just think it's a great combination.
Very good. So the Hollandaise sauce, what do we need to do to make it?
Well, first we need to put the egg yolks in the blender. We're making an
You
easier
separated
version.
the yolks from the egg.
Exactly. It's only the yolks, the white were removed.
Whites.
So you're going to have to remind me of the ingredients.
Okay, and as far as how many egg yolks do you have in there?
3.
We're tripling the recipe that we have online because
there are a lot of people here?
Well, we have to feed a lot of people today. So what do we have?
He said tripling.
Tripling.
Just
Probably
three
a
times.
little more than
So
that.
we have nine. We have 9 egg yolks right here.
But the recipe calls for 3.
Okay.
And the recipe
Well,
also
actually, I don't
calls
want that,
for
okay.
a half a tablespoon of lemon juice and a quarter of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. But since we're tripling it, he's going to do 3/4 of each, I believe that is. There we go.
Okay.
So this is the Dijon.
The Dijon mustard. And I know you guys have you're kind of focusing on Eggs Benedict over at your restaurant.
We are.
Now.
We have a whole new breakfast menu where we have 5 different types of Eggs Benedict. We have one with steak, a steak Eggs Benedict made with ribeye. We have a country Eggs Benedict, obviously with the country ham.
Yeah.
We have salmon, and we have a vegetarian style, Mediterranean style with oven roasted tomatoes and spinach, and then we have another country Benedict that is made with biscuits and not biscuits but gravy, sausage gravy, which is kind of a nice
Didn't know you had that many
twist.
varieties out there.
Yeah,
of
we
Eggs
have some
Benedict.
new omelets and other things on there.
All right, so it's going to get a little loud.
So it's going to be, probably so. We're going to turn it on probably medium to high for a few seconds. Then you slowly pour the clarified butter. The butter has to be very hot in order to cook the egg white, the egg yolks, okay?
So you've got clarified butter going in there.
And clarified butter is really, it's a butter that you cook to get all the water out of it, and it's more pure.
Okay. And Philippe, you were saying it has to be very hot, though, to make this.
It's got to be, yeah. The butter contains about 25% water, so you have to remove that. And I think I'm going to turn it to a little bit higher speed here.
To move it up a little higher, huh?
It's a nail-biting experience
No,
here,
it is,
isn't
but there must be a reason why you're doing it so painstakingly slow. I mean, why you don't just kind of mix it in there.
Yeah, it just blends it well, and it makes it more creamy. And what happens, Philippe, if you end up pouring the butter in too fast?
Well, it doesn't have the chance to emulsify, so you want to slowly add it. Well, I guess he didn't like going that fast.
See, the mixer knows when it's done.
All right, and we're going to add a little pinch of salt.
All right, just a pinch of salt there.
If you use salted butter, you don't have to add the salt. We used unsalted butter today. So.
And a little dash of hot sauce.
Okay. So it's going there, and you're looking for a certain consistency, I imagine.
And that will be it. Yeah, and I'm hoping this is right.
Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed.
It's okay, no pressure here, Philippe. No pressure at all.
Make it, so
Yeah,
it's going to come out right.
The hot sauce didn't really get mixed into
But
it.
then what you do, after we make it, we'll put it in a double boiler, very, very, very
very low.
cool, very low.
Because, so the
not
Hollandaise
cool, but
sauce
just
goes in here in the
right,
top part.
just a little warm because it'll cook the egg if it's too hot.
You will
okay.
cook it to crumble eggs, so that's not what you want to get.
Okay, so now you've got the consistency you want, and you put
and
that
we
in
got-
there. And so is this cooking right now?
No, it's soft. It's soft. The water is
Just
hot.
warm.
Water is hot, but
So you can touch that.
Just to keep it warm and not.
Very nice. Is this done now? This Hollandaise sauce?
That's it. It's done.
Yeah. Fantastic. We're going to be poaching the eggs coming up in the next segment.
Yep. And if you find that your sauce is a little bit too thick, you can always add a little bit of water and thin it up a little bit.
Oh, that's a good trick.
That's what it is.
All right. Very good. So, guys, thank you very much. So this is done. We're going to work on our
consistency.
Egg poaching coming up in the next segment. Yes, we are in the kitchen with Philippe Boulon and John Stein, owners of Baker's Crust this morning, making Eggs Benedict for everyone here in the studio. I saw you making some more Hollandaise sauce because you were a little worried.
I'm just worried that we don't have enough for that big crowd. So we might have to make a little bit more later on.
Well, what is your secret for separating the egg yolks from the whites? That could be kind of hard for some folks.
I don't know. I've been doing it all my life, so I'm not really sure if there is a secret. Maybe John, who doesn't have much experience, might be able to answer that.
Well, I learned from the master, so...
I'm just kidding.
He was born, he came out, and he had eggs in his hand, he was separating them.
He was born here in the eggshell, right?
Yes, and most people use it, use their fingers, just crack it and let the white drip through your fingers.
Right.
So that's another way to do it.
Okay. Now we're going to figure out how you make the poaching part here in this segment. So what are your steps here for poaching?
Well, we have some water that's barely simmering. You don't want it to be very, high boiling. And we add some vinegar to it.
Vinegar?
And what the vinegar does, it coagulates the whites quickly, so the egg whites doesn't run all over the water. So they stay...
Oh, like in place. How much vinegar do you put in this mixture?
We put about, for that amount, we put about 2 tablespoons of white vinegar.
All right. So you've got your eggs.
So what I like to use a little bowl, so when I drop the egg in the water, it just doesn't splash everywhere, and I can put it,
kind of where you want it.
Wherever I want it. So you slowly drop it in the water, and you see staying together instead of having the whites. And you do the next one. So you do it one at a time by steps.
Is this the kind of you really have to watch? You kind of have to watch the clock for it?
Yeah, kind of. They can go very quickly.
Yeah.
And, some people like it soft and others like it a little bit more.
Yeah. I guess that's what makes it such a popular dish in restaurants, because it is something that can move pretty quickly, although you do have to watch it, I imagine.
Yeah.
And I know this is a highlight of your new menu, but why Eggs Benedict, as opposed to like scrambled?
Well, before we had, we had omelets on our menu. We have French toast, we have flapjacks, but we were trying to dress it up a bit and give a little bit more diversity to our breakfast menu. It seems I've always been a lover of Eggs Benedict, and for the reasons Philippe was talking about earlier. Just a really nice creamy flavor. The combination of a poached egg with the hollandaise and the ham or whatever you use as a topping on it. So it's just something different that. And a lot of people seem to like them, and that was one of the reasons we put them on our menus, because we think it might help business.
All right, so what are you, that's always key. What are you looking at there?
I'm looking at the doneness and make sure that the egg white is completely cooked and it doesn't look like it is right now. So I think I'm going to crank it up just a tad because the eggs were pretty cold, so it cooled the water off.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't take too long at all.
It doesn't take much time at all. About 2 minutes, maybe. Yeah.
Another thing that your restaurants are known for, your pastry and bread selection.
Right. We've been baking, since we started back in 1993, we've been baking, or Philippe's been baking fresh pastries, muffins, croissant, and obviously, crusty breads. And we do it from scratch, and we use really, really good ingredients with our products. And one thing new we're doing now also at our Hilltop store is... we have a wood-burning oven, and we're doing traditional Neapolitan pizzas. Philippe came up with an incredible crust that we make in the store, and it's only at our Hilltop store right now, but you have to come try them. They're really good. So.
A wood-burning stove, it sounds wonderful. And he was telling me earlier about how the two of you met years and years ago.
That was,
Philippe was baking up in Washington, D.C. He was the head baker for a European bread market up in D.C. And when I had the idea of bringing it to Hampton Roads, a bread bakery, I had to find a good baker. So I was able to bring Philippe down and try to, show him all the wonderful places to live in Virginia Beach. And
And the rest, they say, is history. So is that pretty much done?
I think this is pretty much done. You see, this is pretty firm, but not, and the yolk still seems to be running a little bit more.
Okay.
So then you drop it there.
When you turn it over?
Well, you don't have to. I was not trying to.
A lot of love he puts into this, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's really watching it closely. That one doesn't look as done.
It doesn't look like it's done yet.
So we will wrap this up. Coming up in our next segment, our Eggs Benedict. Guys, thank you very much. Comedian Ralphie May was trying to give Philippe here some tips on making Eggs Benedict. Did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't hear. What did he say?
John Stein, Philippe Boulon here from Baker's Crust. We're finishing up our Eggs Benedict. Can I put this one in? This is
absolutely
just for poaching. We've got some vinegar in the water here. And plating up, and you did actually make some more Hollandaise sauce.
Well,
I'm a little nervous.
No, I just want to make sure we have enough.
And that's probably fair because people are going to be lining up, I imagine,
I'm hoping
to have breakfast.
So we're going to put them together now.
Yeah, let's put them together.
You want to?
Yeah, we're going to put the country ham on top of the...
Woo! The balloons are popping. A lot of heat here in the kitchen. You okay there? All right, so we have the country ham here, and you've got just regular English muffins here?
Yeah,
absolutely. Just warm it. Don't toast it, otherwise it's not very easy to cut.
Now the country ham gives it a little bit of saltiness. A lot of traditional Eggs Benedict are made with Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
So if you don't like country ham, you can certainly do Canadian bacon.
Yeah, so. But it's a good flavor. That's
it does.
For sure.
The saltiness adds really nice.
And the next step is to
just put the egg right there on top.
Put your poached eggs on top.
And then, is this the one where you put the you finish off the English muffin, or is that it?
That's about it.
That's pretty much it.
And then we put the sauce on top.
And you have the sauce on top.
Very, very nice. So really, once you put the step where you put all the mixture here in the blender, it's all done, right? I mean, you're just really keeping it.
It's really simple. There's two ways to make hollandaise. If you have a double boiler, one recipe calls for putting it in the double boiler and whisking it while it's warm. We do it this way. There's less chance of cooking the egg because you're maintaining that heat in the double boiler. So we feel this is and it's actually a really, really good recipe. So
well, it's simple. It seems like
it's easy, and
I think it's a lot simpler than people might realize.
Absolutely. Just a little paprika.
Would have stayed away from a recipe like this in the past. So some paprika right there on the top.
And that's it.
There you have it.
Pretty much it.
That's pretty easy.
Dish, yeah.
And we can do it, really.
I got to tell you guys, though, I think we have to make a few more of these.
We do.
We're going to do that.
We're still cooking.
Where can folks find you guys? I mean, there are a lot of locations of Baker's Crust here in the area.
We're located at Hilltop North Shopping Center in Virginia Beach. We have a location in Ghent on 21st Street. We have one in Williamsburg, a new location in Williamsburg on Monticello Avenue. We have one in Greenbrier, the Greenbrier area of Chesapeake, right near Barnes & Noble and Harris Teeter. And we have two locations in Richmond, one on Cary Street and one in Short Pump Town Center. So.
Wow, lots of locations. Check out the food there. And the one in Hilltop, that location has the new wood-burning stove.
That's the only one for now.
All right, for now.
For now.
Well, very good. Thanks, guys, for making breakfast for us. We're going to have to try it before the end of the show. Appreciate it.
Please.